maybe of the whole event. But at least, John, you know what it takes to beat the Leigh Centurions.
Yes, we were first game of the season, and we may well have been on the ropes in a boxing metaphor, but we kept swinging, and ultimately we caught them with the knockout punch at the very end. So, but they do take some beating, believe you me, Eddie.
Well, past internationals all over the field here tonight, and it's going to be Danny Addy who is going to get this game underway for us. A Bradford kick-off, and this next 80 minutes could be very, very special in this Kingston Press Championship match. Gareth Hock driving the ball forward on the first tackle. You would expect nothing other than that, would you? And Mickey Hyam at dummy half. Big names all over the place tonight, and the quality should be, well, it should be pretty good.
Yeah, star-studded side, and they both of these big spenders, genuine aspirations, that even fancy themselves and the chances against some of the teams in Super League, Eddie. Look at Mickey Hyam, who's behind the play of the ball, and Gareth Hock with his second touch. Just see just how strong they are going forward. He's got an eye for a gap, Mickey Hyam. Plays on the front foot. Dangerous side, these Centurions.
Reach the end of their first set, the ball into the corner. Very well picked up though by James Clare, who will make some ground down the left-hand touchline, halted by, first of all, Mickey Hyam, and then in very quickly Harrison Hansen and also Richard Whiting. You see, there are so many former Super League players out there on the field tonight.
We took a big risk, James Clare, half a metre to work in, went on the outside, skirted the touchline, should I say, and gained 10 valuable metres.
Danny Addy scoots away from dummy half. Richard Whiting again, and Mickey Hyam getting in quickly with the tackle. Oscar Thomas now for the Bradford Bulls, and Richie Mathers. He was at the Warrington game last night in his day job as the player welfare officer of the Warrington Wolves, watching them beat the Leeds Rhinos in Super League. Here he is today at the Blackpool Summer Bash, and this is a weaving run from Tom Armstrong.
Well, this is a great shot from Harrison Hansen. No-nonsense defence. You've seen it over the years, whether it was at Wigan or whether it was at Salford. Hits under the ball and forces that first mistake.
Well, the Leigh Centurions led the championship for the majority of 2015, but they faded badly in the middle eights. They were certainly almost preparing for this season in Super League. As it is, here they are now. Instead of being at the Magic last weekend, they are here in Blackpool tonight for this, the last match of the Bash. And talking of Bash, there is Gareth Hock. He gets the ball away. It's good hands. Oh, and it just came off the chest of the last man, which was Lee Smith. And so Bradford will respond.
Yeah, well, that's Rennie Matu with his offload. He goes through the line, offloads the ball to Lee Smith. Unfortunately, it doesn't stick. But then on the counter, you've got Bradford, who picked the ball up through James Clare, head upfield. This is going to be end-to-end thriller. Both of these sides, when you look at them, you can compare them. You've got a composed set in Leigh Centurions. You've got a team for Bradford who's got a lot of desire and determination.
Chris Wellham, ex of Hull Kingston Rovers, plays the ball to Addy. He finds Oscar Thomas. A diagonal run then coming in from Adam Sidlow. He gets the ball away back to Addy, and here now comes Mitch Clark, and Clark trying to muscle his way towards those Leigh posts. Down he goes in the tackle. 4 gone, 2 remaining. Back he comes to Oscar Thomas again. Thomas with a flat pass to Clare, who loves to join the line whenever he can. The Bradford Bulls full back. There is sheer weight of numbers there, though, waiting for him. Down he goes on the last tackle. Expect the kick coming in here then, and Wellham will fire it to Thomas. He's the man with the left foot. He kicks it across field. Up in the air it goes, and it's claimed. But the referee says last tackle, and I think, is that a penalty, or is, yes it is, it's a penalty for offside.
The referee, Chris Kendall, awarding a penalty, and I think when we turn up to this match and we see the formula that Bradford go into this game, Oscar Thomas, Richie Mathers, should I say, fullbacks by trade, runners of the ball, got a tremendous running threat. We'll have to see what the distribution's like. It's been a long time since Richie Mathers has played in the half-back role, and it'd be interesting to see what Leigh have learned since that experience, the 8s, the qualifiers last year, and how they play the rugby league under Neil Dukes.
Oh, well, they won't be happy with that, Neil Dukes. A mistake by the experienced Harrison Hansen. And he puts his hand up, the Leigh vice-skipper.
Well, even experienced players make mistakes, and have a little look up at the defensive line. What's coming at them? It's Dale Ferguson, who's in his eye line. There was nothing wrong with the ball from Mickey Hyam. The execution of the pass was okay, but Harrison Hansen just having a little look up. At his opposite, Dale Ferguson, the number 12 for Bradford.
Probably the best years of Harrison Hansen's career at the Wigan club, of course, but here now Matty Blythe for the Bradford Bulls. Blythe making good ground, good progress forward, but down he goes in the tackle, just 30 metres away from the lead line. Addy again turns the ball into this big prop forward, the number 20, Mitch Clark, the New Zealander.
He runs very strong, Mitch. I'm sure people who remember watching Bradford years ago will remember his dad, Trevor, former Leeds and Bradford hooker.
Mathers gets the ball away. Here is James Clare. There's a hole there for Clare. He puts the ball up into the air and he's dropped on it. Has the winger Danny Williams. And it's a try for the Bradford Bulls early. Danny Williams with the try. The man who came through the Leeds Academy all those years ago. And he knows his way to the line, does Danny Williams. Might be his first try of 2016, but it got 25 tries last year, did this man. And importantly, he's nudged Bradford ahead early.
Well, they scored a lot of tries in the top flight. Oscar Thomas giving the ball to Richie Mathers, then James Kerr, have a little look. He backs himself, he looks to play outside, and he knows that his winger is holding good shape on the touchline. And when he gets his arm free, he just makes sure he rides over the Leigh defender, offloads the ball, yet it comes off Kerr, comes off a Leigh player, so it's not a forward pass. And that's just good awareness from the winger, Danny Williams.
So, the first points from Danny Williams, former England international, as you can see. And Super League with Hull, Castleford and Salford. 29 years of age is Danny Williams. Great start for Bradford, John Keir.
Yeah, marvellous start, wasn't it? And Richie Mathers showing his quality there as a half-back. But I just like the way that James Clay injected that pace, forced Liam Kay to just turn in, and then tried to get the offload away and throw a ricochet. It came up trumps for Danny Williams. So great start to the game, though, in general. Really high tempo, high aggression. Just what we'd expect from these two.
Indeed, and high tempo on the terraces as well. I remember last year the entire end that Bradford are occupying today was also taken by the Bradford Bulls. They are here in numbers again, the Bulls supporters, and they're watching here as Danny Addy lines up this first conversion attempt of the evening, and he has just pushed it to the right-hand side. But the try is important, 4-0 they lead, and there is our first glimpse of Rohan Smith, the son of Brian Smith, once upon a time in charge of the Bradford Bulls, and of course his uncle Tony is, well, until Hull got to the top of the table today with the win over the Saints, Tony Smith and Warrington Wolves sitting pretty at the top of Super League.
Well, there we go, we saw it in the previous game, Eddie, a number of mistakes from the kick-off players, letting the ball go, thinking it's going to go dead. Probably 3, 4 maybe occasions that there was some mistakes straight from a kick. But I agree, Eddie, with you. He's got a strong carry, Mitch Clark. Very aggressive the way he runs the ball in.
Yes, he got them to the 20-metre line. Matty Blythe couldn't get them much further than that. And it's a knock-on here, but no, it's hands in at the play the ball by Gareth Hock. So penalty to Bradford. This will relieve the pressure.
And we'll probably pay a little bit of credit to Mitch Clark on the previous play of the ball. Lots of people committing to him. Physically they need to handle him, and from that, Matty Blythe, he does likewise, and Gareth Hock, the referee Chris Kendall, he doesn't like the look of that. Take a look at some of the work that Danny Addy's doing. Here we go, here's the carry, and his refusal to go down and be dominated means that defenders don't know whether to go in and deal with him or stay in position.
So tight at the top of the table at the moment because the Bradford Bulls are third and 6 points behind London now, who won earlier on today. Leigh just on top of the table by a point, and as Brian said in the build-up, the importance of finishing first and second is that you get 4 home games when we get to the middle-eights against the bottom 4 of the Super League clubs, who will be fighting for their lives in the Super League. But these two highly ambitious clubs here are looking now to put a marker down really and say they're ready for Super League. Dale Ferguson tries to disentangle himself from Whiting. He does in the end. The ball finds Oscar Thomas. Here is Mathers again. Flat pass from him. And, well, good work from Bradford. And Thomas takes the return pass that came from Tom Alberson. But this is the last tackle here now for Bradford, and Addy is running it. He'll stab the ball in. That's a great kick. It's Clark, and he's over for the second try. Mitch Clark over for the second try. Bradford have started like a house on fire. The try is not yet given. And Sam Ansell will hand this up to the video referee, Chris Kendall, to have a look and see if there is any reason why he should disallow this try. It's an on-field decision of a try.
Well, it's a lovely kick from Danny Addy. Moments ago I mentioned him.
He's offside,
Is he onside? Is he offside? He doesn't wait around for the answer to that question. There's maybe half a metre in it. On that angle, he looks offside. Danny Addy with the right foot kick.
And on that angle, he looks offside.
He's offside.
It should be a let-off for Leigh.
It's right in front of those Leigh fans. They cheer. And the red, black and amber fans at the other end of the ground.
And if that's a disciplined chase, he'll still get to the ball and he'll still score the try. Because I don't believe that Leigh Smith would have stopped that man. The big forwards of Leigh Centurions have struggled to catch him, but they go into the ground in here, are they?
They are. The on-field decision is a try. What does the video referee Chris Kendall say? Well, that's controversial on the views of the pictures that we saw. He looked a clear half metre in front of the ball when it was kicked.
He certainly did, and the rules are both feet behind the ball when it is kicked. And my glasses didn't see that, so I don't know if other people's did.
Well, obviously Chris Kendall saw nothing wrong with it.
Well, Danny Addy is a wonderful rugby player. He shows it to the short side, takes it to the defensive line, thinks that nothing's on. He thinks I'll just ding it into that piece of territory in front of the sticks. And Mitch Clark is given the benefit of the doubt.
It's a tough call, that. It's a tough call, that, isn't it?
Well, the son of a former hooker, Trevor Clark. Mitch Clark has just given the Bulls an 8-point advantage, and this from Danny Addy should make it into double figures. The only thing I can think about that decision from the video referee, the kick is good, 10-0 it is that maybe he took into account the angle of the shot from our cameras.
Oh, the on-field decision was a try, so it's conclusive evidence, but I believe it is conclusive, but obviously the officials did not, and it stands. It's on the scoreboard now.
And maybe whether his right foot was in the earth when it wasn't touching the ground, was he coming off his left foot?
Well, there we go. Academic, and what's more, that's even worse, because Leigh have pumped this ball out from the kick-off on the full, going for length and depth off the boot of Leigh Smith.
Yeah, well, the teams just haven't got to grips with this pitch yet. It's shorter than a rugby pitch, probably about 7 metres shorter, so they're just not getting the bearings right at all.
It's around about the same size as Castleford Tigers, isn't it? But of course, these two sides don't play at the Menderhose Jungle. But that's a deep penalty that's taken Bradford to the 20-metre mark. Well, they're really on the front foot.
Yeah, concede a try and then they're under pressure here.
Sidlow will take it forward. Whiting is there, and they managed to get him down with a bit of help from Dane Weston as well. Addy quickly in the dummy half. A good scamper from the dummy half. Gets to within half a metre or so of that Leigh line. It's hey lads, hey in defence here for Leigh now, as the ball finds Oscar Thomas. Thomas then gets it away to Mathers. Mathers short ball from him, and it is with Tom Alverson again. Good defence though from Leigh on this occasion. Mathers, dummy half. Oscar Thomas, feigned to go left, straightened up, took it forward to the defence. Iron and Harrison Hansen with the tackle. Addy once again into centre field. James Clare spins it wide to Weller. That's good defence.
Great read in defence.
And Hickson, yeah, tremendous. Right in the face of Chris Wellham when he got that pass. Thomas again, another left foot crossfield kick. Looking for Williams once more. Williams palms it down. The ball is still alive. It's Williams wants it again. Back it goes once more. Back it goes again. Who wants it? Leigh do. They were the quickest to the ball on the ground.
Well, it's a frenetic start to the game, and Richie Mathers, who's playing at stand-off and scrum half, as we see a full-blooded channel. And the referee doesn't like the fact that Bradford can't get 10 metres back.
Well, I think it's a penalty for offside. But it could easily have been
Adam Sidlow.
A shoulder charge.
Yeah, I thought initially it was a shoulder charge, but Adam Sidlow, when he gets off the line, you can see he just wraps his arm around in just a split second.
Put it down on the list, boys. It's a possibility.
Got his arm round Eddie, that won't make it, that.
We're talking about Barry and Terry's biggest hits, which is available on the website during the course of the week. There is no way forward here for Dane Weston. There you are. Tuesday you can pick up Barry and Terry's biggest hits. There'll be a few from this. There'll be plenty also from the First Utility Super League as Josh Drinkwater goes down in the tackle 20 metres away. Hyam is the dummy half. Here now Harrison Hansen. Hock is on his right shoulder. Hock then moves away, then comes back towards the ball, and it eventually gets a good pass away, and it's Worthington who has it for Leigh. He will play it to Leigh Smith. Leigh Smith gets the ball away as well. It ricochets backwards. The movement is kept going. That was Drinkwater's little dab through, but there was nothing coming for Leigh there, but that's good defence. They push him over the line and they'll get head and feet at this scrum, the Leigh Centurions.
Yeah, well, they get rewarded with great defence here, but Leigh Smith needed to look up, count numbers, because the space was on the inside. But this is what you want from your team. You want your team to be committed in all aspects of defence. It's non-negotiable. Alderson can't get to ground, and he's pushed out of the field of play from Worthington, who holds him up and just waits for his teammates to come in and help.
And that's the word, Terry, push. There was no dragging and ripping the shirt off their back there. It was a push by three men and over the whitewashing.
That's fine. And the Tom Alderson, the back rower, the number 11 for Bradford, he needs to do a better job of getting down to the ground.
They come down the short side with Worthington again, the Leigh Centurions. They are now within a couple of metres of the line. Mickey Hyam, new contract signed this week. He'll be playing till he's 38 years young with Mickey Hyam. This is Harrison Hansen. Hyam scampers in at dummy half again. Then they come back down the left-hand side with Drinkwater. That's a great ball. That's a fabulous ball to Liam Gay. And Leigh hit back. Well, Josh Drinkwater, formerly with the London Broncos, you might remember him from 2014. He's been signed, and he is in the side here today at the expense of Martin Ridyard. It's a big and a bold decision by Neil Jukes. And by the looks of things, with that pass from Drinkwater, the decision might not be a bad one. Brilliant ball.
Yeah, brilliant defence as well, Eddie. Tom Alderson, the back rower, being held up by Greg Worthington. And have a little look, you mentioned Mickey Hyam. The pass from Mickey Hyam to Drinkwater before he gives the ball to Liam Kay was a real special one. Have a little look at the accuracy of that pass. There's no breaking stride from Drinkwater, and as soon as Drinkwater catches that ball, he's already got eyes for Kay, the left winger.
And he gets good service, good delivery. You've already talked about Mickey Hyam and his experience. He needs to decide whether he's going open side to one of the other pivots and players, or down this short side and take the risk and take the gamble, and it's come off. And we get the first points of the afternoon.
Great start to the game, John Keir. Is it always like this in the Kingston Press Championship?
It certainly is, yeah. It's tremendous. This is absolutely outstanding. I thought how smart that Leigh were there. They've got a lot of space. It was 4 on 4, and they backed themselves to come through the other side with that space. And unfortunately, a miss there from Ben Reynolds.
Yes, Ben Reynolds, the 22-year-old, just pushing at the wrong side of the post. But this pass, well, it's worth the admission money alone. Brilliant pass.
A peach of a pass, that, and it was on the money from Hyam to Drinkwater. And then once again, Liam Kate held his shape right on the touchline to cross right by the corner flag. Great try.
Well, Drinkwater, he had one appearance for the West Tigers in the NRL last year. He got a try in his debut last week for Leigh at Sheffield. Could be a very good signing for Leigh moving forward.
Yeah, that direction, but as you said earlier, it's a brave decision to leave Martin Ridyard out, isn't it?
Well, that's why coaches are paid the big money, John, isn't it?
We talked about Mickey Hyam. He picked up from dummy half, went the short side, and when the game calms down a little bit, Leigh have got Liam Hood, the number 32. He'll really speed things up. Very exciting player, Liam Hood.
40-20 attempt here now from Drinkwater. Just left it slightly short. A bit upset with the kick as well.
And we saw a couple in the Whitehaven versus Workington game, because there's not the distance, the 7 metres shorter on the other end of the pitch. And all you need to do is make sure that you discipline, you stay behind the red line, you try and gain that distance. But Josh Drinkwater, what a very good player to bring in, to give them the direction around the middle. Because you look at the forwards: Harrison Anton, Mick Hyam, Dame Weston, René Matua, Richard White, and Gareth Holt. That is a very, very good pack.
Well, Bradford have got real designs on a return to Super League sooner rather than later, and the big question now that Rowan Smith is here, newly appointed, can he instigate a revival on a par with that which was achieved by his dad, Brian? So you know that was 20 odd years ago.
When they were at the top of the game.
Indeed, indeed. Here's Matty Blythe now for the Bradford Bulls. Good leg drive from him, gets them over the halfway line. And Matt Diskin alongside Rowan Smith as well. Lots of experience in the coaching department at Bradford. Oh, he's lost this ball. He has lost this ball, Jay Pitts, but he's lost it unfairly. Stolen. Two in the tackle.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to offload the ball here, Jay Pitts. He come up with a straight, direct run. He goes straight at Worthington. And then, is there a bit of a fumble? Is there a tug on the ball from Worthington? Yes, there is. So the correct decision from Sam Ansell.
And that might be because Jay Pitts is such a prolific offloader. Leigh Centurions and Greg Worthington, he's talked about clamping the ball up, not allowing and affording him the luxury.
Weston, scorer of the second try, will Clark, the scorer of the second try, will take the ball in for the Bradford Bulls. Danny Addy waits behind him at dummy half. Oscar Thomas again. Now there's a chance here for Jay Pitts once again, but that's super defensively.
Again, working hard from the inside. Harrison Anton, second big shot of the game.
Driving now by Sidlow for Bradford to within 10 metres of this Leigh line. Addy looking to the right-hand side, goes himself. Danny Addy spins, can't get the pass away under great pressure, low down. It's Mathers. Mathers will give it to Olberson. He will then find Matty Blythe. The ball is back. Here's Olberson again. Olberson trying to keep it alive, which he does. It's Clark once again. And have Leigh held him up? Yes, they have.
Oh, he's getting himself where the action is. Mitch Clark.
It's on the last tackle, so they've nothing to lose. And he has a go.
He did have a go. Already got one try in the bag. Somewhat controversially, it may be. This is the last tackle. Addy gives it to Thomas. Thomas slides the kick through behind the defence. Oh, the bounce is awful. Oh, 20-metre restart. Good decision from Sam Ansell. That he was right on the spot. Didn't need any help from any video referee.
Yeah, and Leigh Centurions, well, he rushed up really quick.
Dale Ferguson was hunting that.
Yeah, he knocks the ball off the pitch. Dale Ferguson, the warrior that he is. The speed around the middle of the park from both sides could be really important here. Have a little look in the dummy half. Mickey Hyam, every time he gets there, he has a look up. Yeah, do a go now. And Leigh's in the ruck from the penalty.
Penalty to Leigh.
Yeah, well, Dale Ferguson here just trying to slow it down, keep his body tight to the play of the ball. Leigh Smith just saying and appealing to the referee that, yeah, that's the reason why I couldn't play the ball.
Yes, Leigh Smith. There's Dale Ferguson. Leigh Smith, he's played grand finals galore with the Leeds Rhinos, scored tries at Old Trafford. He knows what it takes to win the big games, and this is a big game. And not being disrespectful to the other teams who have played today, this is noticeably a ratchet or two up on the pace and the power that we've seen so far.
I would agree with you totally, Eddie. It really is. It's through the roof, is this?
Oh, Drinkwater.
And Bradford, Eddie, have really come out energised and with a great intent here to hunt Leigh down and put them under pressure in every situation.
Well, Leigh were involved in the game last year against Featherstone, and it was the Blackpool bash, wasn't it? When 3 players were simbing from Leigh Centurions, 1 player was sent off from Featherstone. They're keeping a lid on it though so far.
Oh, lovely run from Chris Wellen this. It's a fabulous run. He has support on his inside. He didn't see him. A good tackle by Liam Kay. Pulled him down, and that is, well, that's almost a professional foul.
Oh, well, he's an astute signing, isn't he, Chris Wellen? Scored 15 tries this year for Bradford. He certainly knows how to spot a gap and just create something for his teammates with that good field position. Trying to get up, play the ball. He's been there, he's done that.
So a tap is taken, and Steve Crossley is on to add his considerable weight to the Bradford attack. That's Danny Addy. Here is Thomas again. Gets the ball flat. and he found Jay Pitts, and Pitts gets the pass away. No way through though for Ferguson. Addy goes down the left again, quick hands, a little bit too quick, but fortunately the ball arrives in the arms of James Clare. But again, sensational defence, pushing and shoving the Bradford man in possession over the whitewash, and that's what the Leigh fans think about it.
Yeah, great defence. Whenever you get near the sideline, Eddie, you have a little look at the players, the Leigh Centurions. Look, they hold the man up and they wait for the support player to come from the inside. There's no point going around the legs. You've got to hold the ball carried up, make sure that your teammates come in for support, and again, great defence to push them over the sideline and not get caught in two minds, because you're in that position to drag the player.
Little note in the book for Neil Dukes, the new man at the helm. He succeeded Paul Rowley at the start of the season, only the one league defeat to John Keir's Batley. Paul Rowley on his way to Toronto in 2017 to begin a brand new adventure over there alongside the likes of Brian Noble and Adam Fogarty. Bradford ahead here though by 10 points to 4 as Lee Smith gets the ball away from the ruck pretty quickly, but that's solid defence.
Yeah, Adam Sidlow shooting a line of number 10, looking to force the error.
Sam Hopkins is out there for Leigh. That's him on the ball. He'll play it there to Hyam, and Hyam just over the 40-metre mark. He's gone for a long kick. He finds the 20, but well, he was on the wrong side of the whitewash, only just.
But isn't that good game control from the experienced Mickey Hyam, getting out from dummy half, knowing that they weren't set, there was going to be no pressure on him.
They needed that as well, Leigh. Bradford, the intensity, the line speed and the whack that they've got in defence, certainly making Leigh Centurions rethink the strategy.
Well, this is the third of the first three, and tomorrow this is what we have. Dewsbury against Batley. John Keir's alarm clock will be sounding early tomorrow because it's a 12:30 kick-off, Sky Sports 3. And the second match is on Sky Sports 3's Red Button. That's Oldham against Swinton. Two big local derbies there to kick us off. And to finish off, another one, Halifax against Featherstone. That kicks off at 5:15 tomorrow, and that's back on the main channel, Sky Sports 3. And Halifax and Featherstone in 4th, Halifax in 6th. The stakes are high there as well. The stakes are high on any spring festival like this, as we saw in Newcastle last week, as we've seen throughout the course of today. No one wants to go home from a big occasion beat.
No, they want to play on the big stage. They want to entertain the fans. The viewers at home that are watching this game, I'm sure that a lot of people might not have missed the first couple of games, but they'll all tune in for this game.
Thomas here again, hoists the kick high this time. Dale Ferguson has been told to leave things alone, stay out of it, so left that chase to Chris Wellen. Very good catch though.
Well, he does well to catch it because he gets his body position wrong, going for that Adam Hickson.
Oh, that was a bit of a smack round the chin by Alberson. Referee saw nothing wrong in it, and Tom Armstrong moves ruefully away. Worthington just manages to keep his feet.
Alberson over the top of Armstrong. There's a
Jake
strong
Emmett is out there too.
Yeah.
The coaches using their substitutes wisely. Neil Dukes bringing the changes. Deep kick here. Deep kick from Ben Reynolds.
That's a 40-20.
That's a 40-20. You're right, John. Absolutely spot on. They celebrate. Great kick from Reynolds there.
Well, it's good awareness, isn't it, here, John?
It certainly is. He just tiptoed basically right up to the white line and launched an inch-perfect kick there. It was a 40-10 really, wasn't it? Outstanding kick from Reynolds.
Recalled from the loan spell at Dewsbury, the former Championship 1 Young Player of the Year, Ben Reynolds. He's only 22 now. Great kick. That puts the pressure on, turns the heat up on the Bradford defence. Let's see how they can cope with this Leigh attack. Coming up to 27 minutes on the watch, only 6 points in it. As you would expect, high quality, big match, great atmosphere, and here they come with Drinkwater, and he gets the ball away to Leigh Smith. It's time for the Bradford side now to defend their line, and it is a penalty. Hands in the ruck at the play the ball. The referee's been pretty hot on that all night, Sam Ansell. They aren't interested in the two, they're running it. Drinkwater gets the ball away to Reynolds, who started all the trouble with that 40-20. Clattered by Ferguson on the ground. Mickey Hyam gets the ball away here now to Hopkins. And Hopkins just to within, well, millimetres of that Bradford line. Hyam again, Drinkwater. Drinkwater gets the ball back to Leigh Smith. Down he goes under pressure from Alderson. Drinkwater scampers in at dummy half. They're 10 metres away now. The big drive coming in from Jake Emmett again. 4 tackles gone. They're camped underneath the Bradford sticks. Mickey Hyam looking left and right. Goes right. A bit of an interesting pass that finds Richard Whiting. That was from Sam Hopkins, and Whiting going for the line himself. And Bradford looking to do a Leigh in defence and force him over the whitewash. Can't do so. This is the last one there. Oh, through the arms of Reynolds. Went backwards though, should play on. Reynolds with a chip over, looking for his attackers, and all he found was Richie Mathers.
For Liam Kay, the left winger for Leigh Centurions, had his hand up from tackle 4 because he wanted the ball. And what Leigh Centurions did, they get to the centre, they split the half-backs in Reynolds and Drinkwater and look to play off the 50.
Well, Leigh topped the championship table for the second year in a row in 2015. They lost only 1 of 23. They fancied their chances of ending a decade out of the Super League, but they bombed in the middle eights. Just 1 win and they finished at the bottom of the middle eights table. If they get to the middle eights this year, they're anxious that it doesn't happen again. The kick's too long.
They fell apart, didn't they, in those middle eight games? Everyone was looking forward to seeing them play, testing themselves against the big boys with this star-studded side.
Didn't we do the first game against Hulkingston Rovers? They established a big lead and then threw it away.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, downhill.
And I think they will learn lessons from that. The way that Paul Rowley and his side played was very exciting. They threw the ball around. They challenged, if I remember rightly, they challenged Leeds in the Challenge Cup. They really asked some questions, but ultimately it wasn't the right formula for those playoff games, and they'll hope to make a better fist of it in 2016.
That was a solid drive coming in from Jamie Acton. Here again is Emmett, who takes Leigh to the 20-metre line, just 20 metres away then from the Bradford line. And it's Ben Reynolds who takes a big hit and rode a big hit as well. There's a Bradford man on the ground as Hyam gets the pass away to Armstrong. And the referee will order the turnover, but there is an injured player.
Adam O'Brien put his body on the line, run out at 100 miles an hour. Seemed to come off second best.
2 committed players, that, Barry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Ben Reynolds goes at the line.
There's a head clash.
Well, that will probably mean that Adam O'Brien has to leave the field, you would think, in the current rule.
Yeah. Well, he hits him with absolutely everything, doesn't he?
Well, there's no thought of self-preservation, was there?
No. You can't, Eddie, no matter how big they are, the person that's running at you, you've just got to get your body in front. Your job
already. Look at that golf ball on the side of his face.
Your job is to stop the opposition from going through. And because Ben Reynolds is going at the line, he's holding up the ball, and then all of a sudden he goes to step inside and gets it wrong. And he just puts his arms out. Adam O'Brien just hits him with everything.
Well, the turnover has been ordered, and look where it is, 2 metres away from the Bradford line. So Bradford have got a bit of work to do here to get the ball out of trouble. Referee calls time back on. Oscar Thomas funnels the ball inside, and here come the Leigh defenders.
This is a big defensive set, Eddie, it really is. They can put a marker down here, can the Leigh Centurions, by restricting the Bradford go forward.
10 minutes from half-time. And the big man Crossley takes it forward to the 20-metre mark. They go down the short side again.
Well, that was a good read
work by James Clare.
It was a very good read. Leigh weren't set on the blind side then.
Oh, that was ambitious from Chris Wellham. It came up, it found Richie Mathers. Here they come, the Bradford Bulls. It's with Williams, who is fed by Alderson. He rides the tackles, does Danny Williams. Eventually goes down. They've reached the last tackle, could be a penalty, and it is. Drinkwater just could not get out of the way.
There you go for 2 points here, would you?
I don't think I would here, Terry. I think I'd break my rule here, because that was the 5th tackle, and it was a heck of a set from Bradford. They'll be full of confidence, and they'll be looking to post a try.
Rowan Smith obviously read the John Keir coaching handbook, because here they go with a short tap. Now we had a test of the Bradford defence the other end. We've now got another big test of the Leigh Centurion's defence here, because this is Crossley. He bumps out of the way of one, gets the ball away to Kurt Haggerty. Haggerty will play the ball, and it's Thomas. Mathers drags Matty Blythe back on the inside. Matty Blythe sees an opening, gets the ball away. Big hit by Richard Whiting.
And that's how you cut the play down, isn't it?
James Clare felt that. Plays the ball though. Opportunities here for Haggerty again. And it's with Mathers. Mathers will dab it to the in-goal area. Well saved on his own line by Leigh Smith, by Josh Drinkwater. Very well saved.
Well, he does very well, doesn't he, to get down. And Bradford choosing to run the ball. They come away with no points. They now give the penalty away because the markers aren't set.
That's a relief. That's a relief.
Yeah, it is, because that's where you want to defend, Eddie. That's where you want to really come up with some decent line speed. Get as tight as you can. Keep it tight around the ruck. Hit those one-up carries.
And in field position like that, Richie Mathers, who finds himself at dummy half, will want to make a better decision. And the referee, I think, understanding and accepting that this game has been played at a very fast pace, mistakes will start to creep in at some point, but for 32 minutes, it's been at a blistering pace.
It has.
Forward pass.
Oh dear.
And that's what happens, as well as being physically tired, you're mentally tired. And Ben Reynolds, who's been everywhere over the last 10 minutes, the pass out the back is the one that's on. With a bit of fatigue, leads to bad decisions, and Neil Jukes will want his side to settle down now.
It's a soft header though, that isn't it, really? I mean, you're away from the collision, and it's just a matter of just being tied in for that step back from the...
I think Hopkins was expecting the ball to go out the back. He was just been the lead runner then.
Yeah, but it's to be a purposeful lead runner, Terry.
Here come Bradford then. Oof. Big tackle coming in on Alderson. And now it is Haggerty. Finds Thomas. Short ball from him. Ferguson. All hands to the pump defensively now for Leigh. That's 3 gone. 3 still to come this set. Ball is in centre field with Richie Mathers. Showed it to one and eventually gave the pass to Jay Pitts. Here is Matty Blythe again. Blythe just waits for the tackler to come to him and then thinks, well, they're not coming, I may as well go myself. So in he goes. Haggerty waits 10 metres away. Into centre field now to Thomas. And Thomas feeds it wide. Nice kick to the corner from Mathers. Oh, and then just a bit too quick off the boot of Amari Caro.
It just needed to be up a couple of metres before that, Amari Caro. He was sat back expecting the long ball, so he was staying behind the plate. If he could have been on line with Richie Mathers and on the same wavelength, it could have been a try then, because it was a very good kick from Richie Mathers.
Solid defence from Bradford as Leigh try and get the ball up the other end of the field. That was Emmett who got it away. This is Whiting, who is surrounded on the halfway line. Down he goes, almost. Scampering little run now from Liam Hood, the man that Barry was talking about earlier. And Paul Cook alongside Neil Jukes on the left of your screen there. Legend of the game with his days at Hull FC, of course, and various others. With John here, he is now assisting Neil Jukes. Oh! Well, that's a knock on. It's going to be a goal line dropout. It could have been a lot worse for the Bradford Bulls. Yes, Leigh Smith's hunting.
Leigh Smith almost has it in his grasp. And he'd be disappointed with that, Leigh Smith. And remember him scoring a try in a grand final for Leeds Rhinos in similar fashion.
Will be relieved.
Oh, he gets away with it, doesn't he, Amari Caro?
This isn't a bad goal line dropout, you know, it's bouncing all over the shop, and that's why he had to wait for it, Liam Kay. Oh, nice little run from Sam Hopkins. Quick play the ball too. Good run from Hood.
That's good speed from the ruck.
Pressure right back on this Bradford line. Oh, but not now. Although Richard Whiting rather has picked the ball up and kept possession for his side. But they've lost a bit of momentum there, have the Centurions, the league leaders of the championship. Solid drive from Emmett once again. gets them to within a metre of that line. Now Liam Hood in his time has pinched a few from this situation. Not this time. Good hands. A dab to the in-goal area and the chase. And to the rescue comes Danny Williams.
Well, they had the numbers on the left side. With Drinkwater, with Leigh Smith, who was out the back. And then they also had Tom Armstrong and Liam Kay. They had the numbers. Choosing to kick the ball in, though, building a bit more pressure to get another set of 6 here. As Jay Pitts just takes a breather, knows his side's under pressure, doesn't rush back to get his place in the defensive line.
Mentioned the coaching changes at Leigh. Paul Cook in this week to assist. Out on the full, that goal line dropout. Oh dear, that's not the best. Another movement in the coaching department at Leigh. Kieran Patil will join the Leigh Centurions, his hometown team, from the Huddersfield Giants next year. John, that's a big error though from Bradford.
It is a big error. I think that's down to fatigue as well. We've referred to this before. And just those elements of fatigue that cause a bit of poor decision making, some soft errors, and that's certainly one. And they've just got 6 more now to defend on the line, Bradford, in order to survive this set.
And 6 more from 10 metres out, and now it's 5 more from 2 metres out. Here is Drinkwater again. He turns as Drinkwater. He will score a try. Will Josh Drinkwater? 2 in 2 for the Australian. Well, London Broncos in 2014 knows what it takes to play in the Super League. Would love to be back there in Super League maybe next year with the Leigh Centurions. This is a priceless try right on the stroke of half-time, and all came about because of that goal line dropout that sailed over the whitewash on this near side.
Yeah, well, Amari Caro makes some mistake here, and then they go for the goal line dropout, which again goes out on the full, and then Williams doesn't take any chances, gets rid of that, and you can just see that they're putting themselves more and more under pressure. Again, execution from the pass from dummy half from Liam Hood to Drinkwater. Drinkwater's got a couple of big men over chasing Tom Alderson. He goes past him, and as soon as he spots that, he does a little pirouette, steps back on the inside and goes over for the try.
It's only a little thing from Liam Hood, but the width of that pass, the accuracy of that pass, gives Josh Drinkwater half a chance.
Ben Reynolds adds the extras, and as we approach half-time, it's all square between these two giants of the championship. It's 10 apiece.
What a first-class piece of play there from Leigh in general. Built pressure, and as we've referred to, overchase from the inside. Drinkwater spotted that, propped up his left foot, very determined and very low to cross there and equalise the scores.
Ryan Briley watching on from the stands here at the Summer Bash. This time last year he was lighting this event up for the Leigh Centurions. Paul Rowley left and he went soon afterwards. He's at Huddersfield, currently out of Paul Anderson's side, but certainly is a star of the future in the Super League is Ryan Briley.
He's a good
he
player.
Got a hat-trick, didn't he?
Yeah,
when we were last there.
Try-scoring machine, Ryan Briley. Was a big part of this Leigh club for many a year.
Didn't see a red and white scarf around his neck though, did you?
No, he had a bobber on before, Eddie. To go with his suit.
Here is Drinkwater now. Gets the pass away. Good hands. That was touched. This is going to be 6 to go. It is. The referee wipes the tackle count clean as Liam Kay. They'll bring it back though for the knock-on because there was no advantage to Leigh.
Well, there's a lovely little touch from Brendan the Tour, who almost caught the ball and passed it in the same action there, you see. Passes it over his shoulder. It's a good job that Bradford got to that. They have the overlap, Leigh, and they're looking to finish this game on the front foot.
And I don't want to sound like my old mate Steve-O, but with 29 seconds remaining, John... Oh, he's not here, he's gone back to the studio. So I'll ask you, Barry. 29 seconds remaining, you go for 1 point here because he is standing deep, is Ben Reynolds, and here he is. No, they're going to run it.
No, is the answer.
Yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing.
John Keir went down to tell him to go for the 1 point.
Well, watch Reynolds. I'm watching Reynolds, seeing what he's doing.
A drive in from action.
They're going for the try here, Eddie.
Well, they are, but time is of the essence. 10 seconds. It's Drinkwater. Gets the ball away. It's the big man, Jake Emmett. He's held up on the line. Held up over the line. They won't be having time to play the ball. The half-time siren is about to sound. And that's the first 40 minutes, and it has been a pulsating first 40 from Neil Dukes' Leigh and from Rowan Smith's Bradford Bulls. Tremendous stuff. And Bradford, well, they went into a 10-0 lead. Williams' try on 5 minutes. Clark with another 4 minutes later. A blockbuster of a run, but a hint, possibly, of offside. But it was given by the nod of the video referee. And then, on the quarter hour, Leigh got themselves into the match. Kay's try, Drinkwater's try, 3 minutes from half-time. Improved by Reynolds. It's 10 apiece at the break. Coming up here for both of these sides, you're right, Leigh. Only the one season in Super League, 2005. Now, Chairman Derek Beaumont has never hidden his desire to end the exile. Some big names have been recruited over the years. Can they do enough this year to at least get a one-off chance of getting back to the promised land in 2016? They've got to finish 5th at the most, at worst, in the middle 8s when they come along. The top 3 in those, of course, and they would be back there. But that's a long way away right now. But if they could manage to win this, Leigh, they would restore their three-point advantage at the top of the table. Bradford, if they win, they would just be 4 points off the second-place London Broncos and 5 points away from the Leigh Centurions. That's why the stakes are so high for the next 39.5 minutes.
Yeah, but even going forward towards the back end of the season, you want to win one of your big rivals on the big stage. Both of these sides wanting to pick up the 2 points. The performance is key in this game.
Mathers looks up and sees there is a bit of space ahead of him, so plants the ball over the top. Lee Smith comes over and picks it up. The Leigh full-back, one of those big names that's been recruited. That's good defence, though, from Bradford on the chase.
Well, some good contact in the opening minute of this second half. Be interesting to see what both coaches said. What were the words of wisdom? Sure, Angela Powers will be telling us soon.
They're 30 metres away from their own line, Leigh. The ball turned back inside, and it's Emmett once again. Salford in 2014, the man who began at St Helens. Good drive through by Sam Hodkins. Ball come loose. And here now, once again, is Richard Whiting, and he goes down. Liam Hood waits. On the last tackle they are, Leigh. Reynolds with a kick into the air. Oh, now that's been knocked. Who knocked that forward or backwards? It's a knock on, I think. But who by?
Yeah, it's a mistake by Bradford. I'm sure it's James Clerk, the man in the picture.
Yes, he's given head and feed to Leigh, you're right.
There was beautiful weight to that kick. He's having plenty of involvements, Ben Reynolds, and it's a competition. That's the important aspect. It's a competition. And James Clerk, who has traffic in front of him, one of his own players, an Armstrong from the Leigh club. The mistakes made, and they're going to have to absorb some pressure
and
so early on.
You'd have been delighted, wouldn't you, when you saw Leigh Smith receive the ball 10 metres from his own line to finish up there.
They would be. They'd be even more delighted if they get across the line for the try. Worthington picks himself up, eventually plays the ball. Drinkwater, short pass to this big man, Jake Emmett. Emmett is halted by the tackle from Crossley and also Danny Addy. Reynolds. Smith over the top, brilliantly plucked out of the air again by Adam Hickson. And from the mistake from James Ware and the knock-on, Leigh taking full advantage. Well, there have been 2 pitches of passes wide by Leigh in this match already. One from Drinkwater, you've just seen the second there from Leigh Smith over the top. And the 2 wingers have responded magnificently. Leigh hit the front.
Well, that's a breathtaking finish from Adam Hickson, who has a lot to do. It comes off the back of just rewards for Tom Armstrong and Leigh. That competition forced the error, forced the mistake. James Clare, the fullback from Bradford, he makes the mistake. Reynolds to Leigh Smith, who just plops it into space, and Hickson finishes off with all the style of Dennis Solomona.
Well, Leigh Smith starts his run from behind the ruck. He makes up the numbers, and we saw in the first half that Liam Kay scored early on, taking the ball above his head to get the try down, and that man Adam Hickson comes up with another try out on the edge. But good play, good build-up from Leigh Centurions.
And they've hit the front for the first time, and they have scored 14 unanswered points since they went 10-0 down after just 9 minutes of this match. Well, it's a difficult kick for Ben Reynolds. Just half a metre in from this touchline, near side, right in front of us. And Reynolds, oh, it's a beauty. It's a beauty from Reynolds. And Leigh are ahead by 16 points to 0.
What a great start this has been by the Centurions. First of all, that previous set I thought was fantastic. It went fully 80 metres, turned the ball over with a contested kick, and then what a well-executed piece of skill there. And that man there, Adam Hickson, great catch, well above his head, caught it tremendously well, and then an acrobatic dive. A worthy 6 points out from the Leigh Centurions.
Sounds like, or looks like, Leigh have listened to the words of wisdom from their coach Neil Dukes. Wonder what was said in both dressing rooms. Angela Powers has the answer.
You're absolutely right there, Eddie. He wanted fast play the balls, fast line speed, and pressure the Bradford line, and that's what they did and scored that try. So he's a very happy coach. Is the Leigh coach. He says to stick at it. They didn't do a great deal wrong to be 10-0 down in the first half. They're doing really well. Fast play the balls, as I say, and just keep going. From the opposite point of view for Neil Dukes, he wants them to cut out the errors. Sorry, from Rowan Smith. He wants them to cut out the errors, take it to their middles, dominate them more, and raise the intensity. That's what he's looking for.
Well, the intensity is certainly coming at the moment early on from the Leigh Centurions. That was a drive by Rennie Matua on the back of one from the man who's just passed that ball, Jake Emmett. And they're putting pressure on this Bradford Bulls line very early in the piece. That's a lovely kick down to the corner. Well claimed by Omari Caro.
Well, he made 63 metres carrying the ball the previous set, then 61 metres in that. It's nothing fancy in that place. Took the ball on the arm, run really hard, play the ball quickly and give your teammate something to play off.
And then ending, Terry, with a front foot kick out there, which is why the kicks are so effective.
That was a really good take by Omari Caro from that ball was bouncing behind him, because had he missed that, Leigh would have been in again. 5.5 minutes of this second half gone. Leigh with the early lead.
Well, it's just about building pressure, rugby league. Whether you kick into the boxes, or when you do kick into the boxes, you've got to make sure that in that next set when you're defending, you're disciplined, Eddie. And this is lack of discipline.
Yes, this will help Bradford all right.
Yeah, well, Hopkins trying to get round, position himself in front of the man who's playing the ball, so the hooker's not just got one man that he can pick out at marker where he can scoop from dummy half.
Adam O'Brien restarted. Bradford now are just 20 metres away from the Leigh line. And it's Haggerty who will take it forward another 5 or 6 metres. O'Brien waits again. Gets the ball to the right-hand side. Mathers, short pass from him. Alberson trying to outmuscle the 3 defenders. Referee shouts held and play the ball. O'Brien from dummy half goes on his own, and they're all offside, Leigh.
Yeah, well, they get an extra set of 6 here. But Adam Sidlaw's asking his teammates, Richie Mathers in particular, what's on? You've got to give me a bit of direction here.
It's that man, Clark.
I like him, Eddie. Big and strong.
He's lost it. Oh, it was stolen, though. It was stolen.
Well, you know, you've got to make sure that your first contact is good on him. And then Jamie Acton, well, he just strips the ball out.
So this is the third set coming at them in quick succession, Leigh. And if they hold out from this sort of pressure, they really will believe they can go on and play the ball. That was an awful play of the ball. It was facing the corner post. And the referee spotted it.
Awful. Adam Sidlaw's looking around.
I mean, the play the balls...
He was facing the touchline.
He was. And the play the balls in this sport at the moment, John, are an absolute shambles. But this is the shamble of all shambles.
Well, that should be a penalty for me, because he's played it sideways. And, yeah, shamble of all shambles. I like that, Eddie, and I would agree with you.
I love the look on his face, though, there. What was wrong with that?
Have you seen the biggest hits, John?
You've got to get over it, Eddie. You've got to get over it, Eddie.
Listen, I have to go to counselling every time I look at that feature on the website.
I've seen a legal one as well.
Yeah, you do get one or two.
Well, it doesn't say legal, Barry, and Terry's biggest hits. It doesn't say illegal hits.
Offside here at the scrum by Bradford. That's a rarity, isn't it, too?
Well, it's just clever play, isn't it? From the Centurions just holding the ball in.
We've complimented Mitch Clark, you know, on his impact, but I've been impressed with Jake Emmett as well since he's come on. He's carried very strongly, and he's done some good pre-line plays.
Yes, there was another good carry from him. This is Armstrong again.
Well, Drinkwater here just asking his teammate Ben Reynolds, you just set it up for me here. Oh, there's a penalty.
Yeah, right in front. And I think in a 16-10 match, as we approach 50 minutes, I think you might be taking the two, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Mitch Clark, very aggressive carrying the ball, and obviously looking at this shot, he's aggressive in defence as well.
John, could I just ask you a question? Your praise for Jake Emmett, is it anything to do with the fact that he's a Welsh international?
Well, you've got to keep your eyes on the Welshman, haven't you?
John Keir, the Welsh national coach, of course. And they will take the two on offer here. There he is, Jake Emmett. Jake, I think you can get ready for another cap by the sound of things.
Well, he's a very honest performer, and it's the late footwork that just leaves Mitch Clark a little bit flat-footed and having a great time, aren't they? It's been a wonderful atmosphere all afternoon.
John Keir and Jake Emmett, perhaps Jake Emmett, but certainly John Keir. He's on his way to Italy in Monza, is that right, John, in October?
It is, yes.
You love the air miles?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, you've got to store them up, haven't you, Eddie, for the future.
And if anyone was tuning into the game before, he was actually talking of Anthony Walker. Guess who he plays for?
Elliot Keir, Rhys Williams.
Yeah, they're all there. They're all there. OK, this is a big kick. And from bang in front, he makes no mistake, Ben Reynolds. And Leigh increased the lead to 8.
Well, it just takes the sting out of the game, and Neil Dukes and Paul Cook saying, let's just keep on going, keep rolling forward now. The pressure's on Bradford, the 2 scores behind us now. So they're the players now who've got to maybe force the pass, go for that 50-50 play, whereas we can play the game that we want. We're the team that's in front.
Half an hour to go. Leigh are ahead by 18 points to 10. A reminder, if you are just joining us, Bradford were 10-0 up after only 9 minutes, and Leigh have battled their way back into this match. Oscar Thomas of Bradford gets us underway again. And here they come, Leigh, and the chase from the kickoff was really good as well. Now, was he onside? Was Clark onside? The referee seems to think he was.
Well, it looks to manhandle Liam Hood, but he's left on the floor here.
Good solid run. Again, coming in from Jamie Acton. Liam Hood gets the pass away. There is the Welshman, Emmett, almost to halfway. And Drinkwater, short ball from him. But again, goes down the same way. Drinkwater with the kick all along the ground. That's going to be far too long, though.
Yeah, far too long. As soon as he kicked that, I'm sure he was looking to maybe find a touchline.
It's a more pragmatic approach, though, isn't it, Terry, to the whole game from the Leigh Centurions to last year. They're not just trying to fling the ball and outscore teams. They're working their way into field position, and this, I feel, this is a better way of playing if you're going to succeed in playoff football.
And that was the point I was making. What have they learned from last year's expedition? Obviously, they didn't pick up enough wins. They didn't really do themselves justice. When they're an exciting team and when they're on the front foot, they probably earn the right to throw those passes.
Well, I think he's building a different culture, is Neil Dukes, after the Paul Rowley reign. That's a solid enough run, though, that was from Ferguson. And he, oh, well, now then, this is a penalty now to Bradford, not standing square. Leigh once again.
Well, it's the speed of the play, the ball that just gets Leigh. It's a desperate tackle from Hopkins because he couldn't get set up. He just comes round, he enables himself to get in front. But Adam O'Brien, that's clever play that from him. Good hookers spot that. When a marker's not set, he's the man that you pick the ball up. You'll pick the ball up. As soon as you pick it up, you'll target that man to earn the penalty.
Don't think Bradford will be interested in taking the two. No, they won't. And here they come with Danny Addy, who gives it to Clark again. He spins out of one tackle. Drinkwater was there, though, to make sure he wasn't going any further. And O'Brien to Addy once again, and Addy will drive it to the line. That's a solid run from Danny Addy. 3 men needed to bring him down. O'Brien, back it comes to Mathers. Here now once again is Ferguson, surrounded by red and grey jerseys. Will play the ball on. A chance here. There's a chance for Adam O'Brien, and I think Adam O'Brien's nicked one from dummy half. He has. Just what Bradford needed. Just what they needed, Leigh having opened up an 8-point advantage. He started last week against Sheffield in the 25-14 win. He He broke through in 2014, did Adam O'Brien, and this is a good bit of thinking from him.
Well, he's had to show courage and bravery already. Suffered that head clash in the first half, was itching to get back on it in the second half. There's the penalty that goes against Sam Hopkins, and it's a fast play of the ball. And they're not just looking for fast play of the balls and late retreaters and people who aren't paying attention. They're expecting it, especially when it's that close to the line. He gets in nice and low, and he knows that Stills can't get down that far. And Richard Whiting just sees the hooker go down somewhere near his shins.
He deserves that try, Adam O'Brien. He's the man who sets that field position. He gets the penalty. He notices that they're not square at marker, and what he does is he picks up the ball, isolates a defender, earns the right to play, gets near the try line and comes up with that try.
Technically, it was very good, wasn't it, Teddy? He went so low, didn't he? He knew where the whitewash was, and he just needed to, the ball just needs to touch that, and he went low with that intent and came away with 4 points.
And this conversion attempt now from Danny Addy could easily cut the deficit back to 2 points once again. And lots of time remaining in this match, as you can see. One of the longest serving players on the Bradford books, Danny Addy. Oh, he's pulled it the wrong side of the upright. That could be very, very costly.
Normally very accurate as well, isn't he, Danny Addy? Well, Adam O'Brien just talking to the physio, asking how he is. Well, he's okay here. Look at this. Great play, picks it up and goes straight at Hopkins. He's the man who's not set. And from that penalty, gets nice and low, goes underneath Whiting and Emmett. He's not the biggest, but he's the bravest. But what about this for a miss? Straight in front. Could be costly, Ed.
Yes, it could. Just hooked it the wrong side of the posts. Bradford having their second summer season outside of the top flight, following their relegation in 2014. Remember, early in the Super League years, they were the Super League side that everyone tried to follow and emulate, and they had so much success. 4 titles, but here they are now. They made the £1 million gain last year. They lost to Wakefield, incredibly, and ironically, it was a forward pass. Ironically, losing to Wakefield, who were then coached by Brian Smith, row hands down.
That's a shame, that passage of play. Richie Mathers receives a forward pass, but it was a good surge forward by Danny Addy that put them into that position. He's the man that missed the kick in front of the sticks, but I'd back Danny Addy to have a big involvement in this game. He's a multifaceted player, Danny Addy, and got lots of strings to his bow. Started the game at hooker, he can play at 6 as he's doing now. He wears 13, he can play on an edge. A wonderful rugby league player, Danny Addy, and he's not Welsh.
So Leigh in possession again, midway inside their own half of the field, and the winger Adam Hickson trying to take a bit of weight off his forwards and bring this ball up towards the halfway line. They do now. That's a good offload. Oh, but it's bouncing all over the place, and Clark was hunting the mistake. A good job that Hickson got there first. Clark is hauled off the grounded player by Adam Sidlow.
Well, they're looking to offload the ball now on all occasions, Leigh Centurions.
Good ball back on the inside, but straight into the arms of Sidlow again.
Well, Rennimer too is like the point of an arrow. He had a man inside him, he had a man outside him. Tries to pass the ball inside, but a Bradford player just pushed back, gets himself in between here, Adam Sidlow, and just cuts out that play.
Well, just as John Keir compliments Leigh on the pragmatic approach, they lose the plot and they're offloading it everywhere, John.
Yeah, I think that's the pressure that Bradford are exerting. Though after that try, they really have stepped up the intensity.
Good tackle that was on Wellham. Came in from Armstrong. Here now is Dale Ferguson having a dart. 9 times a Scottish international, Ferguson plays the ball to O'Brien. Thomas plucks the ball out of the air and then sends it skywards. Oh, and there could be a dispute here, but that's very well played. But he's jumped from the field of play, and it is a goal line dropout.
Well, it's more pressure again. Intelligent kick. Again, Liam Kay goes from the field of play under pressure from Danny Williams, who just clamps this ball. And if there is a mistake, he's going to be in the area to score a try. But good build-up play from Bradford. Everything seems to be about the ruck speed now. Bradford running from dummy half, targeting some of the bigger than Leigh forwards, and playing off the back of some really speedy rucks.
Goal line drop out right down the middle of the park. Underneath it is Richie Mathers.
Here we go, here we go.
To Clark again.
I love every time he carries the ball.
O'Brien finds Blythe. Now then, they're inching ever closer to that Leigh line. Only 2 tackles gone. The ball untidily finds its way to Ferguson. They just lost their way slightly then, Bradford.
Pressure again from the inside on Adam O'Brien as he passes that.
Yes, good work from Tom Armstrong. This is Chris Wellham. There's 4 tackles gone. They're inside the 20 though. Quick scoot by Adam O'Brien again. Here comes the last tackle from 5 metres away from the Leigh line. Wellham into centre field to Addy. Addy again goes the aerial route down the right-hand side. Plain but not forward, I think. Well,
Eddie, I think this could be a try.
Well, I don't know. If you look at they're claiming the try, Bradford, as they obviously would, but you look at the angle of the hands of the man in the air. They've got no try, and I think it went forward. It looked like it went forward off the hands.
Well, it goes up. It's a contest.
It's Matty Blythe who was...
Yeah, a clear contest in the... well, they had a repeat set of 6 just before this. Again, Danny Addy. Good kick.
They're all onside, Tez.
Does that come down?
Does it come off a
from
Leigh
Danny
player?
Williams?
Is it Greg Worthington? Does he touch it?
Yeah, but I think he's knocked it forward, hasn't he, initially, Danny Williams?
Yes. Well, if it is his right arm then that touches the ball and goes forward. Because Liam Cade definitely does touch this ball. Yeah, his hand is under it. Does he touch the ball?
Well, all that will
I'd
mean
love to
is
see
that
the
there might
camera
be
angle from the opposite corner.
all that will mean there might be a different way of restarting the
I
match,
think it's
because
Liam Cade.
this comes off Williams' hands and goes forward, John, doesn't
You
it?
can't disprove what the referee's already awarded
Here
on
we
the
go.
field, which
Have
is
a little
no
look
try.
at this one.
I think it's Liam Cade's hands, mate.
No, I think Danny Williams.
Yeah.
Unless Liam Cade's hands on the end of Danny Williams' arms, which I don't think it is, Barry.
Matty Blythe certainly gets the ball down. They are looking at the grounding. So we've had one decision with a huge question mark against it. Are we going to get another here from Chris Kendall?
Well, I don't think there's enough evidence to disprove what the referee has already awarded.
The hand that touches it is Liam Cade's. I'm sure it is with the strapping on.
I think Williams has hit play.
Williams' arms are both up tall.
Williams'
Williams has got a strapping on it as well.
Yeah,
But his arms are both up tall.
Williams' hand touched it. Williams is the first person to touch the ball, and then it comes off Cade.
Where is Stuart Cummings when you want?
It's no try.
It's no try, Eddie.
Well, that's what you two
we'll
say.
see.
And Barry says the other way. And
It's
Chris
not right.
Kendall is the man who has the green or red button. And it is no try. Barry McDermott arguing until he is blue in the face, but I think we all realise it's forward.
He makes the first play for it, Danny Williams, then it does come off Liam Cade.
I have
But
nothing
it's
to
good
say.
play. It's good. Yeah, again, it's a good kick. It's
is.
a great kick from Addy.
And there was a good decision by Dale Ferguson. The ball was bobbling on the floor, and instead of throwing a wild offload, he went down, played the ball, and then from that position, they earned themselves the right to
Here we
apply
go.
that play.
Hey, boy, hey.
It's a tremendous game in rugby league, I don't know that.
It is. And it has pace about it, it has power about it, it has passion about it.
Mickey Hyam back on the pitch now.
Still moving.
And look from dummy half, what's he going to be doing?
And there he is, he'll have a little scamper. Have more than a little scamper.
Do you know, he knows,
Tested the defence there.
he knows when to run, when not to run, when he's got to give an early pass, when he doesn't have to.
Still four.
Acton hangs on. Last tackle coming up here for Leigh then. They come down the short side. The kick from Reynolds all along the ground almost hits the referee. And James Clare comes up with the tidy up for Bradford at the back.
Well, they teed that up, Ben Reynolds, when he kicked that ball with Josh Drinkwater, who was heading for the stick straight away. As soon as his half-back partner kicked that ball.
Second tackle. Jamie, 10 metres.
Bradford suffered a couple of back-to-back defeats at Halifax on Easter Monday, then at home to Sheffield. They haven't done too badly since, as Mathers is brought to ground on tackle number 4. There's Oscar Thomas again, taking on Rennie Matua. Helped out a little bit there also by Acton. And reached the last tackle. The kick has to be good. High in the air it goes. High, high. Oh, they've allowed it to bounce. This could go anywhere. It gets to Omari Caro, and he tries to smuggle the ball away. The ball went backwards, he says. The ball went backwards again. The ball went backwards again off the feet of Thomas. That was played at. Still 4. He says not played at. Still 5. And Oscar Thomas needs to get up and do something with this. Well, he has, but he's given the ball away.
I thought he knocked on.
I think Ben Reynolds knocks on it as he strips the ball.
Bradford head and feed.
Yeah, well, they pulled out catching that ball on the full, didn't they, lads?
Yeah. Well, it was spiraling, wasn't it? It was a wicked spiral, but there's the knock-on from Reynolds, which the referee rightly identified.
I'll tell you what, Ben Reynolds is involved in everything, but he has got a tremendous head of hair. That is some boof on that. Takes some taming.
Similar to someone up here.
I was going to say, exactly.
Well, it's not you, is it? And it's not O'Connor.
It's not me. It's the Liberace of the Sky Sports commentary
for the
team.
Liberace, look. I think I'm rocking it well.
Here's a chance for Mathers, a little ankle tap, desperately and effectively. Mathers will play the ball here to O'Brien. O'Brien gets the pass away to Addy. And Leigh come back in numbers, but this is desperate defence from Leigh, and it's desperate attack from Bradford. The stakes are so high. Here he is again, Clark. Mitch Clark, the Kiwi, down he goes under pressure from Harrison Hansen. O'Brien stabs the ball to the in-goal area, and it's just too long. Adam Hickson just allowed it to run over the dead ball line. He took a chance.
Yeah, he did. He goes on the 4th play just because of the sheer power from the previous run from Mitch Clark. I'd like to see Mitch Clark with an early ball from the ruck, setting his own line, picking up maybe one of the smaller players at Leigh. So powerful, and as you can see, whenever he gets the ball, he does create and generate that quick ruck.
Greg Worthington carries the ball forward on the first tackle from that tap on the 20. Solid run. Very good run, but surrounded now by 3 defenders. He'll get to his feet, will Liam Kay. Will play it to Mickey Hyam. Little drop of the shoulder from Hyam, and then crunch. In comes the tackle. Drinkwater feeds Matua. Get a feeling that Rennie Matua and Josh Drinkwater might have something more to say in this match, and Gareth Hocker's returned off the sideline as well. Oh, and Sidlow claiming that Hocker dropped that. The referee said no, he's got it. So we're at the last tackle. Reynolds with the kick. Oh, now then, here we go. Mitch Clark, he has the ball with him as well. That's a very good tackle back. That's a great tackle back by Adam Hickson.
Yeah, he does well, doesn't he?
There's no way that Omari Caro was getting through then. Oh, but there is a chance here for Williams. There's a huge chance for Williams.
Well, they're on the ropes here now, Lee. They can't quite get set.
And this is Wellham. This is Chris Wellham. Well, he's in the air, and that means the tackle is completed. Put him down. Let him play the ball, which they do. And Jay Pitts goes for the line. And the referee, right over the top of the grounded player, says he's held up, take it back 10, and let's get going again.
Well, that is some defence from the Leigh Centurions. They were all over the place, but they've got back there. They've rescued the situation. They're now organised on their own line. Let's see what happens next.
And here they come with Sidlow. Big hit on Sidlow. The Bradford fans behind those posts weren't impressed with that tackle. This now is Thomas. He floats the kick out to the left-hand side. And they're all offside, apparently, the chasers. It looks like it's a Leigh penalty.
Well, that kick looked like an afterthought to me.
Yeah.
He almost ended up looking at what was available. Yeah, poor end to the set. And it was a tremendous breakaway. I seem to be talking about Mitch Clark a lot. Look at this. He's away. He pins his ears back. He thinks he'll have it. No.
What a great tackle, though. I mean, let's sing the praise of Adam Hickson. I think he's come up with some big reads in defence and some great catches, and that was a magnificent scramble tackle.
He's a good player, isn't he, John?
And he's a Welsh.
I'm trying to credit the prop. You're trying to credit the winger. What's going on here?
Into centre field they come. Short ball then came in from Weston. He found Acton. That was Drinkwater. And this once again is Worthington. It's now Bradford's turn to defend. There are 2 tackles left this set. And the kick is dabbed through and is very well read.
Well, both of the teams, when they get in near the opposition's try line, kicking on the 4th plate, doesn't come up. They both end up with the ball as Bradford look to offload the ball, get away from their own try line.
Good tackle by Hyam on his opposite number, Jay Pitts. And Danny Williams can't get through those 3. Quarter of an hour of the match remaining. 4 points the difference. There's all the intensity this of a Super League match, doesn't it? It really does.
It's fast, it's furious. The Championship might not be as quick as Super League, but it's certainly physical.
Well, he went for a 40-20 there, but it's not a bad kick as it turns out, because look where he picks it up inside his own in-goal area.
And look at that chase as well. Dominant chase.
Haggerty was there, Olberson was there, and also there Kurt Haggerty. Away from Thomas goes Armstrong, but he couldn't get away from Wellham.
So they win tackle 1, they win tackle 2. This is another win here, tackle 3.
They haven't made much progress though, Terry, only 20 metres. They might make a bit more here.
It's a great defence.
They do with Armstrong. And up the middle goes pop forward Weston. They've reached the last tackle. They're only just side of halfway. The kick here will have to be good from Drinkwater. He knows it too. Just drifts it over the top. Now, and I think it's going to. Well, you see, we say it each and every week. That rule is awful, because that was a wonderful kick, and it was diffused just because a player had his foot over the line. And I hope that in the winter they will look at this and they'll say, look, we're going to do away with that.
I don't mind. If the rule's there, use it.
Well, I accept that, and you would if you were playing golf, you would use it, you get a free drop. I understand that completely. But the reward for the kick, which was brilliant, is nothing, and that's where it's wrong.
If the kick would have had a better chase, he wouldn't have been allowed to use that rule. That's probably a response to that. But in terms of Bradford, the last time they put a deep kick in, it was Higson and Leigh who went 100 metres and scored. So they've learnt from the mistakes and been better second time round.
I can't believe the 2 prop forwards are talking about a good kick chase. But anyway, there you go. A high kick here from Thomas wide to the right-hand side. Oh, he's good in the air as Williams, he palms it back. Oh, there's a foot there. Knock on, says the referee, and it's a turnover.
Well,
it was a call from the touch judge, this. Danny Williams isn't happy, Richie Mathers isn't happy. Did he knock on? Well, yes, probably was. It went in front of the winger, didn't it?
Yeah.
Probably right, and in fact, never mind, probably was right.
Now, obviously, the way that they're kicking and the way that they're finishing the sets, it's because Leigh's defence is very, very good. So they're thinking that the only time we can break it down is going for high kicks. Let's kick to Danny Williams. Danny Williams looking to pat the ball back inside to Haggerty.
Well, desperate last 12 minutes on the way, because there's only 4 points in it. And it's Harrison Hansen now. He gets a short ball away to Armstrong, who gets it away to the winger. Here he goes, Adam Hickson. Oh, and that's knocked down by Chris Wellham. It's a goal line dropout.
Tom Armstrong did incredibly well then. He released his winger, Adam Hickson. It was almost a surprise for him. He put a goose step in, tried to get the ball back inside, but Wellham did enough to deny Leigh a certain 4, possibly 6 points. But the goose step and feed back inside, and Bradford showing all the desire in the world. They believe they're still in this game.
And Chris Wellham, he thumped that ball into the stand behind the post, which is occupied by the Leigh supporters. I think it hit one of the Leigh supporters, and Chris immediately held a hand up, apologised to them.
And good on him, and that was smart play as well, wasn't it? Because when the break was made, he really got on his bike and got between the ball carrier and the support player so that he could defuse that situation. Real quality play from Wellham.
Higson looks as though he's got a touch of cramp. He plays the ball to Hyam. Here comes Gareth Hock. Wasn't a happy place for Gareth Hock, Blackpool last year. He'll want to make amends. Oh, that's a good run from Hyam, all the experience in the world. And down he goes, Mickey Hyam. Hock is waiting behind him. Will come down this side again. Harrison Hansen. No way through for him, and he can't unleash the pass either. Hyam, 10 metres out. Back it comes to Drinkwater. Drinkwater then gets it away, and this is Leigh Smith. Solid defence from Bradford now. Last tackle coming up for the Leigh Centurions. The ball is stabbed to the in-goal area, and it's flicked away, and there's another goal line dropout coming up.
Another set of 6 here. Adam Sidlow makes a play for this. Another nicely weighted kick from Drinkwater. Kicking for his half-back partner again. It's not the first time that's happened tonight.
These players are exhausted. You see Adam Sidlow, he lunges at that ball. I wonder how long it'll be before we see Mickey Hyam and Liam Hood on the pitch at the same time. I think the coach, Rowan Smith, seeing that his players are a little bit sloppy, a little bit loose around the play of the ball.
Oh, here comes Gareth Hock with the head of steam. Halted though by Alverson, still gets the ball away though. And quite brilliantly too to Ben Reynolds. Then the tackle comes in from Jay Pitts. Hyam again. Down the middle they come with the big man Weston. Gets the pass away. That was a wonderful pass to Acton. Desperate defence. Oh, knock on. A knock on by Drinkwater. And he holds his head in his hand.
Well, he's trying to put the play on before he catches the ball. Again, nothing wrong with the pass from Mickey Hyam. That's a 10 out of 10 pass, that. And Drinkwater just counting the numbers up. He thinks that he's got them on the short side. And he knows gifting the ball to the opposition so close to their try line when he had 4 more tackles left.
4 points in it. We're into the last 10. 4 points between a 3-point advantage for Leigh at the top, or Bradford closing in on the top 2. And if Leigh hang on for the win, they will be 9 points clear of the Bradford Bulls. Tomorrow, John Keir's Batley will kick us off against Dewsbury, 12:35, Sky Sports 3. Oldham Swinton follows, 3 o'clock on the red button on Sky Sports 3, and back on the main channel for the last match, Halifax and Featherstone. And that's a big game too. It's 6th against 4th. The Summer Bash at Blackpool, living up to all its pre-match expectations, particularly in this game here tonight. It's been a cracker.
Yeah, good speed, good skill, good strength and commitment from both sides. And just 4 points in it with, just over 9 minutes to go. It is absolutely anybody's.
Great offload. Wonderful offload. Here goes Danny Addy. It's opened up for Danny Addy. He skipped through one tackle. He gets the ball away. That's an important interception.
He's been good, Danny Addy.
He has been good, Ted,
but that Ben pass Reynolds
was never on. Ben Reynolds in the way, he couldn't find his support player. Maybe needed to keep hold of that.
That's a knock on.
Oh, here we go.
Liam Kay, knock on.
Well, Eddie, your mindset is, I want to play this ball as quick as I can. I'm on my front, I need to get it to the floor, and I need to play it, stand over it. Chris Wellham, he had every right. He was set the offloading game to Danny Addy here. Have a little look. Brilliant. Uses footwork, beats a couple of players, looks for the 100% pass, doesn't get it. Ben Reynolds comes up with it, and then the next play they make the mistake, gifting Bradford the ball.
Nervous times for Neil Jukes. Nervous times for Rowan Smith. Nervous times for the supporters both ends of the ground, particularly Leigh now, who are away and watching on from the other side. It's Bradford's fans who are behind the sticks that the Bulls are attacking. And here now is Chris Wellham.
Well, this is where they need a bit of direction here now. Not just the kick, they need to try and break them down and score a try.
Addy gets the ball away. This, once again, is Kurt Haggerty. Formerly with Leigh, of course, Kurt Haggerty. Addy waits at dummy half, 9 metres away. A couple of paces forward, then back it goes to Thomas. He then finds Mathers, and Mathers gets the pass away to James Clare. Wellham is waiting. Wellham will have a stab at them. Down he goes, tackle number 4. 2 left then for Bradford. Clare's pointed, he's going in centre field, and that's exactly where he is going, to Mathers. He drops the ball off to Crossley. That's a good tackle by Mickey Hyam. 5 metres away, they've reached the last tackle, Bradford. It's now with Mathers. He brings it back this way with Thomas. And Thomas stabs the ball to the in-goal area. He was going for it himself.
Oh, what's he doing?
Tom Armstrong, he didn't have to do that, but it's easy to say that from here.
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, that's where the players around him should give him some feedback. Oscar Thomas, he loses his footing. There's 2 of them. I think the moment he does that, Adam Hickson knows
You can see from Adam Hicks's reaction, can't you? What the heck have you done there, poor fella?
And tell you what, Mickey Hine wasn't impressed with.
And you want your star players having a big part in this game, and Richie Mathers pushed Oscar Thomas to the left-hand side of the play the ball. He switched the ball back to him because he thought that's where the space was.
Might have been a shout from behind the sticks from those people there. Clear your lines, and he did. So here come Bradford again. Crossley. Solid run, halted by the defenders. And it's Thomas in centre field. Gets it away to Jay Pitts. Richard Whiting standing his ground, but Jay Pitts, it's a solid enough run, is that? Drinkwater was in there too. And so too was Sam Hopkins. This is Haggerty again. Now Mathers has taken over. Back he comes to Pitts. No way through this defence yet.
He's got a problem, Richie Mathers.
Thomas might hold the key. Maybe Ferguson has. And Ferguson, another solid drive.
He's back in play and screaming for the ball.
Addy gives it into centre field, and it's Albison. Addy again. This is the last. Addy! Score the try! Danny Addy scores the try for Bradford. Look what it means to those people. The Bradford Bull supporters are going crazy, and the players aren't far behind them. All square, kick to come, and we'll be in the last 5 minutes of the match, and a pulsating match it has been.
Well, good read from Danny Addy, who made the break a couple of minutes before. Looked for the offload, looked to set the try up from that play. But brilliant play. And as you can see, the kick here from Oscar Thomas, he just gets it away. Armstrong just gets rid of it, doesn't take any chances. And when Danny Addy steps out from dummy half, he steps out, he pulls the defenders think he's going to pass the ball. Gareth Hogg is still looking at him, but he's too wide of the ruck. He's got a couple of players inside him, but this is just tremendous read. That's what you want your halfback near the try line to ask questions, and he certainly asked that question.
Well, he missed a kick at goal, didn't he, not long ago, did Danny Addy, but he's come up with the answer there, and Oscar Thomas has taken over the kicking, and Oscar Thomas nudges the Bradford Bulls 2 points clear with 5 minutes remaining. John Keir, you're a man who keeps his money safely in his pocket. Who would you be backing if you were at the bookies now?
I'd go for Leigh. I'll go for Leigh. I don't know why, really.
Really?
So, here we go, last 5 minutes. Look at this again.
He knows exactly what he's looking for, Danny Addy. He's looking for an overread. Gets nice and low. And all Bradford simply have to do is keep hold of the ball, and they offload it as a centre.
Yes, they do, and it's a risky offload. And there's another, but Oscar Thomas has it.
Yeah, you don't need to do that just because your arm's free.
Hopkins got to him with a tackle. Crossley will just cart it forward a couple more paces. Only 2 tackles gone. Bags of tackles left. Matty Blythe.
That's the game. Nice simple play. Take the ball up. Play the ball quick. Don't be dominated in defence.
Ooh, and the legs were lifted then in the tackle by Harrison Hansen. That could have been penalised. 4 minutes to go. And 2 points in it. Thomas drills the ball to the corner. That's a super kick from Oscar Thomas.
Clever play, that wasn't it? Is it realises that the scoreboard realises the time? That is game management. I've changed my mind, Teddy. I'm going to go for Bradford.
I thought you'd got mistaken. Haven't Oscar Thomas and Richie Mathers done well? Not natural halfbacks. Both had experience at various levels. And look at that, Rowan Smith. Just calm down, keep hold of the ball.
Says he wants to be part of bringing the good times back to Odsal. This would be a massive step.
Well, this is a big scalp for them, isn't it?
They've only lost once all year.
They haven't lost since round 1.
They haven't. And they're just looking for exactly what they have done recently. I've made a note of it somewhere. Keep talking, boys.
Well, Bradford have got 12 tackles to make, basically. They've got this set to defend, they'll get a set, and then they've got another set. So, 12 tackles to win this game.
Oh, penalty for Leigh. This will help.
And more now, John, and that's exactly what they don't need to do. It's very obvious, stood up here saying you don't need an extra second. You don't need to leave yourself vulnerable. just be squeaky clean.
One defeat in the league, but significantly one defeat in the Challenge Cup to Toulouse, of Championship 1 for Leigh this season. But this isn't over yet, by the way.
No, and they're used to winning, and they find ways to win. There's games that they've been put under pressure, Eddie, because everyone wants to beat Leigh in the Championship. Leigh are the top side, they're the top dogs.
Well, they're the big spenders. Ben Reynolds turns the ball back on the inside. There was a sniff of a chance then, a sniff of a chance for Acton. Here they come now, and underneath the post they are.
Just short Hopkins then.
Hopkins will get up and play it to Hyam, and the drive for the line by Leigh Smith. And Leigh Smith is just held up by desperate defence, and Leigh Smith's legs are in the air. He needs to get to his feet quickly because this is the last one. Back it comes to Drinkwater. Drinkwater dabs the kick to the Ingle.
He's got it.
Try for Mickey Hyam. Mickey Hyam has scored the try. It's given by the referee without reference upstairs. And what a way to celebrate a contract that could take you through to your 38th birthday. Mickey Hyam, a captain's knock. And is that the try that wins this game for them? And John Keir's bet has gone west. And Bradford Bulls will think that Mickey Hyam and the Leigh Centurions have picked their pockets.
When you're top of the table and you play to a high intensity every week, you can find ways to win the game. You know exactly what you need to do. And look at that man, Mickey Hyam, so much experience, won everything in the competition. But the penalty here, Adam Hickson looks to strip the ball away. He's trying to play the ball. Hands in from Kurt Haggerty. But the brilliant kick again. Mickey Hyam, he's called for that. And it's just a neat little touch. Dropped it onto his toe. Drinkwater. And the man of the moment, Mickey Hyam, went back to his hometown Leigh. Wants to lead him into Super League. A great try from a fabulous player.
He made his debut for Leigh second time round here at the Blackpool Summer Bash last year, and he has just maybe scored the decisive try of 2016 so far. They lead by 2 points. Ben Reynolds should kick this goal, and we're in the last minute, and surely Bradford don't have the time, or do they? Then Reynolds adds the extras. Bradford 20, Leigh 24, 50 seconds remaining. Mickey Hyam, well, he's got the freedom of attack.
Well, Mickey Hyam's experience told him to be in the right place at the right time. He knows for all those years the 10,000 hour rule. If you practice anything for 10,000 hours, you become an expert, and then 10,000 hours led him to that point.
And that's it, that kick-off out on the full. It's going to be a Leigh penalty on halfway. Oscar Thomas had to go short. He did go short in length from one end of the field to the other, but he went too long side to side.
Yeah, they needed to go for that though, didn't they? But Bradford in this game have shown enough. So when it does split into the middle eight, they are real genuine contenders, Bradford. But it's going to be Leigh Centurions there. Leigh Centurions will go on with the 2 points, but as well they'll go home just with that one loss this year against the Batley Bulldogs in round 1 in the league.
And the difference between Leigh this year and Leigh last year, do you think, when it gets to the big games, they will know how to hang on in there?
Yes, they need to. They really let themselves down last year. Everyone was talking about Leigh, how they were going to challenge, and it wasn't for them.
Mickey Hyam's intervention in the last 2 minutes of this match has won the game for the Leigh Centurions, when Bradford looked like they were going to go home with Rowan Smith's second win in a row. An incredible game to end up day 1 of the Summer Bash. And Mickey Hyam, well, all that experience underneath that jersey. He has played for the big clubs, for St Helens, for Wigan, for Warrington. I think he always, also in his time, he had a brief spell at Bradford, because he went the front door, didn't he? Didn't he go out the back door in the transfer?
Involved in the transfer with Terry Newton.
He did. Yeah. He did. So he's somewhere, he appears on the Bradford register. I tell you what, he'll appear on the register tonight as the man that Bradford love to hate, because he has done it for Leigh tonight.
Well, he certainly wears his heart on his sleeve, Mickey Hyam, even at 36 years of age.
And let's not take anything away, by the way, from the delicious little chip through there by Drinkwater.
It was absolutely fabulous. The kicking game from many halfbacks in today's fixtures has been absolutely immense. None more so though than that from Josh Drinkwater to place the ball onto his toe to Mickey Hyam, who's pushing up in support, was just fabulous. And what an end to the first day of the Blackpool Bash. 3 more games tomorrow.